everybody, welcome to round 3. It's been a while for me. That was a very long round 2 with the bye. We are looking at not a great hand. We've got no mountains. We've got 2 islands that we could go into a Cloud Spirit if we draw a card. Or we can fade away. I might be okay with this actually. Hopefully he's slightly slow, and hopefully I hit that 3rd land. But if I hit that 3rd land and I have 3 draws to get it, I should be okay, especially if it's a mountain. So I will keep here. Risky, but we'll do it. So he leads with a forest and Sky Shroud Ranger. This is really good ramp, which means Monstrous Hound is just dead. I think Monstrous Hound is meant for a red-green deck, not for a red-blue deck. So Sky Shroud Elf, he can tap it to put a land from his hand onto the battlefield. So basically he gets 2 land drops a turn. Not great. Not great. So yeah, we're going to play a land this turn and say go. So we drew Airtie. Not quite what we wanted. He is going to swing in with his Ranger. That's kind of strange. I mean, it's a damage, but I would expect he'd want the extra land drop. Plays a Spike Drone. Oh, wow. He doesn't have the land drop. That hurts. So Spike Drone gets a +1/+1 counter when it comes in, so it's a 1/1. You can pay 2 to remove a counter and put it on something else. Spikes are kind of like slivers. They didn't take off quite as popular as slivers did, but they're big in the Tempest block. So we draw a Flowstone Giant, not quite the land that we're looking for. We really need to get that land next turn. If we do, Fade Away is going to be huge. It'll be absolutely huge. It'll put him just so far behind. If we don't hit the land, then I am just way too far behind, and we don't hit the land. Well, at least we're both horribly land screwed. So I will just toss this Monstrous Hound. I guess it would have been online, but I don't want to play that card. Wow, looks like he might have missed the land drop again. He gets in for another 2. There we go. So I can force him to lose one of his creatures, or I can play a Cloud Spirit, or I could play Airtie, or Flowstone Shambler. Flowstone Shambler is going to block both of his creatures. So I can't play Flowstone Shambler. I didn't draw a mountain, of course. So Airtie or Cloud Spirit. Of course, Fade Away then works against me a little bit more. So I could also pass the turn again. No, let's start trying to race him. I'll play the Cloud Spirit. So I need to have a mana to keep my Cloud Spirit alive, or otherwise sack a land when I Fade Away. If I draw a land, then we're in business. If I don't, then we'll see what happens. So he gets his other land. I assume a 2-drop would be coming here. And hopefully a 2-drop does come, because then Fade Away becomes huge. Nope. So unfortunately, Fade Away no longer is huge. Fade Away is now bad. If I Fade Awayed right now, he could pay for both of those. So I'm just going to attack and play Airtie. So now the upside is Airtie is about to be online. If he lives through this turn, I can just start countering every single thing he casts. Or at least the first thing that he casts each turn. So I think he's just going to try to outrace me here. So he pitches Necrologia. Yeah, that's not going to terribly help him. So I'm going to swing in for 3 here, bring him to 14. And this is any spell, right? Any spell. Good stuff. It's not non-creature or anything like that. So I will just pass the turn. So he has me on a 6-turn clock. I have him on a 5-turn clock. So I am winning the race just barely. So he has to discard again. He discards... Oh, Verdant Force. Wow, that's a pretty good card. So I got a Mana Leak. So I could actually just try to push through an extra level of damage here. There's nothing that he could possibly cast that would allow, or that would stop this Mana Leak. So I think I will just go in for 4. Just try to act like I'm really trying to aggressively race here. Anything he casts, I can Mana Leak. He must have something at this point, right? Dark Banishing. That is being Mana Leaked for sure. So what options do we have now? Well, I'm going to attack in for 3 for sure. That'll take him to 7. I could take him to 6 and then fade away. He would have to sack 2 lands or both creatures. And I would be able to keep both of my creatures. Maybe it's best to just keep the counter up. Just be a bit safer, not go quite so crazy. Clearly I would love a mountain. A mountain would be amazing right about now. So if I fade away, I can keep both of mine fine. He has me still on a 4-turn clock. And I have him on a 2-turn clock, actually, if I start attacking with both. I think I'll just keep the counter up. Of course, the more lands he gets, the less and less viable fadeaway becomes as an option. So he's going to take me to 5 here. He's going to cast a Thrall Surgeon. That might be trying to pull out the counter. Would that change the race? He could hit me for 3, take me to 2. I will counter that. Maybe he's baiting me. Maybe there's a 2-drop he really wants to play. Nope, there's not. Alright. So yeah, I'll swing in for another 3. And then I could Propaganda. I would lose my counter, but he would have to pay everything to attack me. But it would leave my Cloud Spirit vulnerable, and my Cloud Spirit is basically what's winning the game right now. So I'm going to need to leave up the counter mana. He's going to attack in for 2, I imagine. Yep. So he's going to take me to 3. Oh, does he have something? He has Elvish Fury. I think I might be okay letting this through. So I would go to 1. He has no blockers back. I can counter his blocker, or the blocker that he tries to cast. If he has 2 potential blockers, it's a bit more of a problem. Or I could just counter it and go to 3. And then he will get his blocker, or even a kill spell. I'll risk it and counter it. So we're gonna see a creature come down. Avenging Druid. When it deals damage to an opponent, you may reveal cards till you hit a land card, put it into play, everything else in the graveyard. Alright, so he got a blocker. There we go. That's what I really needed to see. With that, I can just Sonic Burst him, or I could fling. Plenty of options here. I guess the real option is basically what do I want to show him, or what could he counter. I don't think he could counter anything. I would probably rather show him yeah, let's show him the Sonic Burst. That was a very timely mountain. So we managed to win. That was a bad game for both of us. We were both stuck on, was it one land? He was stuck on one land for a long time. I was stuck, I think, on 2 land. Not a good game. It ended up being a decent game. His 1/1s almost got there. But yeah, pretty decent. So Monsters Hound, he is playing the green deck. I expect he should be getting a whole lot of lands out. So I think Monsters Hound is just going to be completely offline. That makes me think maybe... I was going to say Contempt, but Contempt, the creature still gets to damage me, which isn't what I want to have happen. I could pull out a Maniacal Rage with the intent of throwing that on my my flyer. What's he called? Cloud Spirit, because he can't block anyways, other than flyers. What was he? He was green black. He probably won't have many flyers. He could have Dungeon Shade. He could have Screeching Harpy. Don't know if that's the play. Craven Giant, no. I don't really like putting Maniacal Rage in with only 12 creatures. Maybe Craven Giant gets the call here. It's really not what my deck is trying to do. So Maniacal Rage is great on the Cloud Spirit, as long as he doesn't have flyers. It's pretty good on one of the Flowstone guys. Both Flowstone Giant and Flowstone Shambler it would be good on. Makes them bigger for flinging. Yeah, I guess let's try out the Maniacal Rage. We'll see how it goes. So not another great start. Again, no mountains. I can't play the Sky Shroud Condor. I've got a Spell Blast that I can hold up, and a Gaseous Form. I'm on the draw. It's game 2. Again, big gamble, but I will keep it. So we see a Swamp and a Go. We get our 3rd land, so that's good to see. He plays a Forest. He has both of his colors, so he's got one up on us. We've got a Rootwater Hunter that's going to come out. That's going to hopefully start pinging away his little elves that he has. So land 3 and a Go. I will Rootwater Hunter here. I could definitely see this getting that Dark Banishing thrown at it. So Dark Banishing is 3, so that's good to remember. I can hold up my Spell Blast. Endangered Armadon. When you control a creature with toughness 2 or less, sacrifice it. Otherwise, it's a 4/5 for 4. Wow. That's pretty good. Wow. I could Gaseous Form it. It would make it one heck of a blocker, but it also makes him completely unable to cast anything small. Or well, of course it doesn't stop him. It allows him to just get rid of this. But he loses that invulnerable blocker as soon as he does cast something like that. I think that might be what I play here. It doesn't keep up mana for anything. We drew a Sift, which is going to be good in a couple turns. So I guess, yeah, I'll just Gaseous Form it. Perhaps that's why he took so long. He didn't want to play any small drops so that he could play his big Endangered Armadon. So end of turn, I'll make sure to Rootwater Hunter him. Okay, he's got another one. Did not expect that. Let's Rootwater Hunter him. Not sure what we do here. Maybe we just Sift. So if I Sift, I'll go 5, 6, 7, 8, discard 1. So I won't have to discard. Hopefully I hit a mountain. I can always Sonic Burst Rootwater Hunter to get rid of this. I wouldn't want to lose many of these cards, but might have to. Yeah, I'll just Sift here. And I think I'll probably throw away Maniacal Rage, depending on what I draw. Hopefully there's a mountain in these 3 cards. Whew, and there is, the last card there. Horned Turtle's going to help me keep things off my back a bit. Not these Endangered Armadons, obviously, but they will keep other stuff off. I think the best thing here to get rid of is Maniacal Rage. So I will play this mountain, and I'll say go. I'm going to have to take 4 off this guy here, but next turn I can Sonic Burst Rootwater Hunter it. These guys are big. I can see the deck being built around those being pretty good. Obviously, he didn't get these out with his 1 land that he was stuck on for so long. Avenging Druid, is it toughness? It's toughness 2 or less. Okay. So I will ping him for 1. So hit another mountain. So I can Rootwater Hunter, Sonic Burst. I'll have 4 mana left. It would be good if I could get the Sky Shroud Condor out. He could have a pump spell, but I think this is basically my only out at the moment. So I am going to Sonic Burst it and see what goes away. Flowstone Giant goes away. Okay, that's less than ideal. I will then Rootwater Hunter it. And we got that Armadon out of the way. I can then Sky Shroud Condor because I cast a spell. And then I can pass the turn. And we even have a Spell Blast up in case he has a 1-drop that he wants to bring out. So Avenging Druid. I would probably be pretty okay with that hitting me. It's going to mill him until he hits a land. I'm definitely not going to potentially throw away my Sky Shroud Condor over it. So he's going to mill away. Is it a may or a must? Okay, it is a may. He might just skip it. Yeah, he just skips it. He has a lot of land out. And passes the turn. Wow. Okay. Fade Away is not going to do us much good here. I'll swing in for 2 in the air. Take him to 16. And then I can Horned Turtle or Mnemonic Sliver or hold up a 5-mana Spell Blast. He's at 3 cards. I think maybe I'll do the Horned Turtle here. Hold up a 2-mana Spell Blast. Obviously not nearly as good, but who knows. I'm going to feel really stupid if he casts a really bad 5-mana spell. Oh, he just passed the turn, so I will Rootwater Hunter him in the face. Mana Leak, I like seeing that. So we're going to fly in for 2. And I think we're just going to hold the mana back for a big Spell Blast. He does have 8 mana. That's an awful lot that he can cast. Nothing, so Rootwater Hunter to the face. We hit an island, our Spell Blast gets bigger. We swing in for 2. My Mana Leak is becoming less effective the more land he gets. Could I bring in the Mnemonic Sliver, or is there a reason to even? I don't think there's really a reason. It can't attack through that Armadon. And maybe he's keeping that Armadon back just as a huge blocker. It's kind of stopping my armored turtle, or horned turtle, from getting through. Okay, something's coming down here. Pretty big. Spined worm. That's a 5-drop. It's a 5/4, which we're not going to terribly be able to handle. So I will counter that with Spell Blast. Maybe he's just holding back a lot of small creatures. He's really terrified of losing that endangered Armadon for some reason. Or, of course, he knows his Wood Elves or whatever would just get pinged off by the Rootwater Hunter. Ooh, Death's Duet. There's 2 creature cards coming back from his library. And those are going to be Spined Worm and Endangered Armadon. So I need to get going here. I was 1 mana away from being able to counter that, which would have been pretty big. And those go back to his hand, yeah? Yeah, back to his hand. So let's ping him for 1. Sonic Blast would be a pretty nice play here. Just getting more damage through to him. So we're going to come in for 2 in the air again. Take him to 7, take him to 6 at the end of his next turn off the Hunter. Take him to 3. I think we might still have it. I will bring out the Mnemonic Sliver here. There's not much else I can do. His guys don't have block or trample, thankfully, so my blockers will just be able to walk in front of them and not really have too much go on. So he is going to destroy that creature. That's going to actually hurt us quite heavily. I need my flyers, so I'm really going to be counting on my Cloud Spirit to suddenly appear for me. I already used 1 Sonic Burst, so I only have 1 left. Mana leaking that won't do any good, so we're just going to have to let it go. I may or may not try to get a card off the Mnemonic Sliver this turn. Or no, I should probably chump block and get the card off of it. So we are going to hit him in the face again. Fling. That's not that great with the power and toughness as you see here. Getting my Sea Serpent in the next turn or 2 would be fantastic. But I think we might just have to pass the turn here. So we can take him to 5 with the Hunter this turn. He is down to 2 cards, and I know one of them is a Spined Worm. I will block with the Sliver here, and then sack the Sliver for the card draw. He doesn't have trample, right? No, that's good. We hit an island, not great. It's a shame I've already used my Sift. He's going to Thrall Surgeon. If I mana leak it, he pays for it, so he's going to be able to get that Thrall Surgeon out anyways. Which is going to destroy his Armadons. Not sure if he realized that. He has a Spined Worm coming, of course, but maybe he's actually going to check my hand with the Surgeon to make sure I don't have... This gets rid of any card, right? It's basically Thoughtseize. Yeah, it's basically Thoughtseize. So that is going to take away a counter spell. Maybe he's afraid that I'm going to counter his Spined Worm, because it is his last card in his hand. But he's going to see a counter spell, and he's going to see a Fling. What does Spined Worm cost? Red 4? Or sorry, green 4. Green 1, 2, 3, 4. He is going to have to take the mana leak here. Because I could just counter the Spined Worm. But he's going to see that Fling, and he's going to know that basically anything with 2 or 3 toughness or 2 or 3 power is going to be the end of him in a turn or so. And he actually does take it. He's going to pass the turn, not cast the Spined Worm here, unless he severely miscounted his mana. Yeah, he takes that away. He needs to live a few extra turns. So, ooh, crap! I missed the The Rootwater Hunter trigger there. Hopefully that does not come back to bite me. We're going to have to pass the turn here. I don't think it should come back and bite me. We're going to be in quite a race here anyways with this Spined Worm. So take him to 5. He should be at 4. We can Wall of Tears here. That's going to buy me even more time. So Wall of Tears, I can block the Spined Worm. It'll kill it, but the worm's going to go back to his hand, and he'll have to recast it. So it doesn't quite buy me a full turn. Or does it actually? No, it doesn't buy me anything at all. It's just a chump blocker, essentially, because he can recast it right away. So I will block this turn with the Horned Turtle, I think. Oh, so close to mana leaking it. Every single upkeep, including mine, he's going to get a 1/1 Saproling. Yeesh. So basically I need to hope for the Sonic Blast this turn. So let's ping him for 1. Sea Serpent would be pretty good. I could block the Spined Worm. So he's going to get a Saproling. And we draw a lousy little mountain. I'm going to Fade Away here, just because he can sack lands more than enough. So I can chump one thing, and that's probably going to be the Verdant Force here. I'll take 5 and go to 10. Might even take 6 and go to 10 if he hits me with the Avenging Druid here. Or sorry, 6 and go to 9. Only the Spined Worm. I'll take the 5 here. Charging Rhino. So many big creatures. Wow. Well, we get another turn to hopefully draw the Sonic Burst. I'm sure there's also a Sonic Blast, and I've been poorly naming it this whole time. So down comes a Spike Drone, just creatures everywhere. Flowstone Shambler is probably not going to do it. Flowstone can block Verdant. Wall of Tears can block Spined Worm. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 coming through. He'll be at 2. He should be at 1. The Mist Rootwater Hunter ping might have been it. Provoke. On-tap target creature you don't control. That creature blocks this turn of Fable. Well, I'm going to tap it before it has to block. That's for certain. Unless this isn't lethal, is it? I can block the worm with the wall. The Shambler here, I will take 3. Yeah, so I'll just ping him in the face so that the Rootwater Hunter doesn't have to block. So he's going to go to 2. He should be at 1. Yeah. Had I have hit that 1 Rootwater Hunter end step, he would be dead next turn. That is unfortunate. Oh, you know what's even more unfortunate? When he cast that, I should have tapped it for a free activation. He also would have been dead. That's two pretty big misplays. The second one was a lot of extra thinking there. Rootwater Hunter is not assigned to block. No way. I think this is bugged out. Illegal blocking. Rootwater Hunter is not assigned to block, but has 4 legal blocks available. It is tapped. It cannot block. Well, that's a shame. This appears to be a bug that I've seen a couple of things posted about online. Apparently, a creature... yeah, I'll just finish this video up here. Apparently a creature that has to block but is tapped, the game completely refuses to allow it. So this might be bugged here. Just a second, I'm going to have a chat with it. So yeah, I'm going to have to concede this game, unfortunately. I will be doing a compensation request for sure, but we are going to go into game 3. Maybe we could have had the Sonic Burst, maybe we could have had the win. But we are back to sideboarding for game 3. Well, at least he's friendly about it. So yeah, could we have had that game? I'm not sure. It really depends on if we had have gotten that Sonic Blast next turn. But we're going to have to take a look here. I still don't think there's anything I want to trade in. Monstrous Hound. You saw how much land he's getting. It's just a no-go. Craven Giant can't block, and his thing is basically those gigantic guys. I don't know if we have much to do with that. I think Contempt is basically the only thing we could even slightly argue putting in, but we would still have to block with it. So I think we'll just jump right back in. I don't want to play first. No, I don't want to play first here. So we have our traditional 2-island starting hand. Unfortunately, it is rather bad. We have a fadeaway that we could potentially hit depending on the creatures he brings out, and we have a propaganda. Other than that, we have nothing, so I am going to mull that. And that's a better start. That's a better start for sure. We have 2 3-drops, and 2 of my really great 3-drops. Rootwater Hunter and Cloud Spirit. So Sky Shroud Ranger is going to come down. We're going to start to see a whole lot of lands come out on his side, I think. Hopefully he didn't keep a 1-lander again. No, he did not keep a 1-lander, so he got a free land drop here. He is going... Oh, he's got a Blood Pet, which you can sack to get a black mana, so he's really ramping stuff out. And I'm just going to have to sit here doing a whole lot of nothing and pass the turn. Maybe I'll get lucky and he thinks I'm hiding a mana leak or something in my hand. Which I really wish I was at this point. He's just going to get in for 2. And he's going to pass the turn. Yeah, he's playing around a mana leak for sure. I guess he's only got 3 cards. Maybe he doesn't have anything big just yet. So do I want to try to start racing him, or do I want to ping these guys out of there? I think I'll ping those guys out of there. He could be sitting on a Dark Banishing, in which case this Rootwater Hunter is probably going to get smacked with it right here. Nope. Still gets a turn to draw it, and I'm tapped out of mana, so he may feel pretty confident in going for a big thing. He is going to provoke it, so it is going to have to block this turn, so he is going to get this Rootwater Hunter out of the way. by trading it with this Sky Shroud. So this turn it has to block. No bugs happening here. So there goes my pinger, unfortunately. It's going to slow down his land production a little bit, but I don't know if that's really going to matter. So he got an Avenging Druid. I'm pretty okay getting this wall here and just stopping this Druid dead. Next turn I'll get the Cloud Spirit out, depending on what I draw, and then start going in the air. But he's going to start hitting the lands he needs for his big guys. Endangered Armadon could come out right now. Yep, there it is. Not sure what I'm going to do about that. 4/5 is going to... you probably don't want to do this. Yeah. I guess my sea monster will block it pretty profitably, and it's actually going to come out next turn. But I'm going to get 5 in the air now. So I'm actually going to be outracing him here. So I think I will just take the 4 if he attacks with it. Yeah, I'll just take the 4 here. I don't want to get rid of my Wall of Tears just yet. And then we're going to see what comes down. Nothing at all. Okay. So I will do 5 in the air right here. And then I will play my sea monster, which is actually going to block, I think, everything I saw of his so far. It's going to eat a Dark Banishing pretty well, but it's going to block everything he has. If he comes in with the Endangered Elephant, or the Endangered Armadon this turn, I think I'll still take the 4. I don't want to risk there being a pump spell and me losing the sea monster this turn. I know he has that pump spell I saw that was +2/+2. That would actually make the Armadon live through the sea monster. I think I'd rather keep it back for a later turn. Deathstroke is going to turn the tides a little bit. So that stops me from doing 5 in the air each turn, puts me back down to doing 2 in the air each turn. Spell Blast is pretty nice. I'm going to drop my land here just to give me the maximum Spell Blast mana I can have. So I'm going to be able to stop a 6-drop, which is all of his mana at the moment. So he is on a pretty long 7-turn clock at the moment with that Condor. Nullbrooch, discard your hand, counter target non-creature spell. Now with it saying discard your hand, does that mean that he could do it? I'm not sure on that. Let me do a quick check. I'm not sure on that exact ruling. Gathering didn't have a specific ruling for that. It means he can counter my counters, which is a really big pain. So no, I'm just going to counter that right here. So that eats a counterspell out of my hand. Maniacal Rage is going to change things for sure. That gives me a 4/4 flyer in the air that can't block. So he is on a much slower clock now, or a much faster clock now. 3 turns. He's got 2 cards in hand. A removal spell will completely ruin things by just killing that Condor. I draw a land, that's not going to do it. But this is going to take him to 5. So he has 2 turns to hit a Dark Banishing, I think I saw. Lowland Basilisk won't do it. Lowland Basilisk basically has Death Touch. Except the Death Touch doesn't quite happen until the end of combat, instead of happening just whenever the damage is dealt. Is it? Interesting. It's whenever it deals damage, but it is specifically at the end of combat. So kind of funny things could happen there if you somehow made him ping and you pinged on an end step, the creature would stick around until almost the end of the following turn. So we've got him down to 1, and he basically needs to draw a kill spell here, or we have it. Rats of Wrath, destroy target artifact, creature, or land you control. It's going to destroy his Armadon. I think he might just be playing out his hand here, possibly. Thrall Surgeon. He's maybe going to take a look at my hand and see what I had before the end of the game. He's going to do it. He's going to see a couple of lands. I don't know if he has a 1-mana kill spell. So he's going to attack in with these guys. I will let it through. Maybe he's trying to play my clock. I'm not sure. So he ended up milling away some cards. Doesn't terribly matter. He has 1 card in hand. It could be a card that wins him the game, or at least stalls the game out. But if it's not a kill spell, then we're going to have it. Rats of Wrath, he's going to kill a creature. He does everything he can afford to do, and that's going to be game. So yeah, we went 2-1. Pretty good. Even with that bug, we managed to pull it out 2-1. So that's quite good. That means that we have a Tempest pack and a Stronghold pack, as you can see here, which means it is very affordable for me to do another Tempest draft, so you can expect to see another Flashback Friday, probably next Friday. If you liked watching, as always, make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the video. You can find me on Twitter at twitter.com/themanaleak. You can find me on Facebook at facebook.com/themanaleak. And yeah, like me, follow me, all that jazz, and stay tuned for future content. Bye, everybody.